What's going on, everybody? Thanks so much for clicking on the video and joining me today. We're going to be talking about a topic that really excites me because it relates a lot to the beginning of my fragrance journey. We are going to be talking about some cheapies today. When I say cheapies, I say under the $35 range is where you really find the sweet spot that I think I can consider almost anybody can afford on almost any budget. Whether you're a young guy and you just haven't had an opportunity to try some of the more expensive fragrances, or you're just really budget conscious and you're looking for something that is a good value, but is still going to give you that good bang for the buck. No matter why you like cheap fragrances, there are some hidden gems out there. No matter what people may tell you, higher price tag does not always mean higher quality, and lower price tag does not always mean bad quality. There are lots of pros to being budget conscious with your fragrance journey. We've got 7 fragrances to review today. Like I said before, all of these are going to be under the $35 price range, some significantly lower than that, and some are really riding that $35 line pretty close, but no matter what, every single one of them falls underneath $35. Without any further ado, let's grab our first fragrance and jump right into the video. Our first fragrance up on my favorite cheapies list is one that's fairly well known, and it's one that is kind of maybe a little surprising with the brand name that it falls under the cheapie list, but if you know where to look, this is a fantastic value. For our number 1 spot, we have Coach for Men. This specifically is Coach Platinum. So Coach for Men is the original formulation. This is a flanker. This guy here is Coach Platinum. This one, oh, it is absolutely fantastic. This guy here actually falls under the $35 range for the smaller size for a 2-ounce bottle. 2-ounce bottle is nice because oftentimes you find that you have 2 different sizes in the 1.7 ounce or the 3.3 ounce. This one, even though it's a smaller bottle, it's still 2 ounces, so it's a good value. Even though it's a smaller bottle, that falls under the line for the $35 and under. This guy here, I have it written down, runs $33.59 for a 2-ounce bottle. So why Coach Platinum? Coach Platinum is a pineapple-y, vanilla, sweet bomb, and it does really well all season. I like wearing this more so in the colder weather. It performs better there, but you can pull this off pretty much any time. Coach Platinum is a fantastic cheapie, and it's kind of stepping into the realm of nicer designer fragrances, even though it is such a good price point. We're not going to spend too much time on each individual fragrance because we've got several to cover here. Coach Platinum, check out Original Coach for Men too. My favorite goes to Coach Platinum here, and it is my first choice for your cheapies. $33, guys, Coach Platinum. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we have a recent pickup from me. This is one that I picked up just actually a few weeks ago, so I haven't had a ton of time with it, but I have had enough time that I've decided I really enjoy it, and the price point on it is phenomenal. This is Z by Zegna. So they have quite a bit of flankers for this line too. Zegna has several in their different lines. This is the original Z Zegna. And this is a peppery, bergamot, citrus, really good for the warmer weather. I would not really recommend this one so much in the winter. This will not pull off well in the cold weather, but anytime when you're in an office setting, anytime you're at, say, a family gathering, or you're in very warm weather where you are going to be out and about and you need something that's almost cooling on your skin, this is fantastic. It's very masculine. The pepper note is fantastic, but it comes around with that citrusy bergamot that so many of those fresh fragrances are so well known. This guy actually comes in also riding that line of the $35 very closely on FragranceNet, but I'm going to be honest, guys, this one has a little asterisk next to it. At $34, I would still consider this 100ml bottle a pretty good value. Although, for that price point, you're really overpaying for this one. If you are anywhere near a Marshall's, anywhere near a TJ Maxx, a Ross's, I see this at those discount department stores all the time. That is actually where I picked this bottle up. This bottle cost me a whopping $12.99 for a 100 milliliters. And for me, guys, it is just an absolute steal. Performance is not fantastic. It's got decent sillage and decent performance, not bad at all. And for $12.99, I tend to bring that into my consideration in the fact that really this is a good bang for your buck. $34, $35 is a good price point, but you're overpaying, guys. This is easily picked up at your local discount department store, no matter which one is near you, for under $15. If you are looking for a great summertime cheapie that is going to smell fantastic, that is going to have great citrus, great pepper, great masculinity, and it's very safe. This is easy to like. Nobody is going to think that you smell bad. I don't know if anybody's gonna go over the top and say you smell incredible and unbelievable, but Zegna, guys, it is a safe, cheap, fantastic summer fragrance pick. Next up on our list, guys, we have our cheapest fragrance so far and of the entire list. This one may be something that you guys haven't seen before, depending on how well versed you are in different fragrances and how deeply ingrained you are in the fragrance community. This one's way lesser known, or also it could have a factor of how often you frequent your discounter stores, such as Ross's, Marshall's. This is a Ross's pickup from me. This is Jean-Marc Paris, and this is Tattoo. This guy actually cost me $9.99. By far the cheapest on this list, and it's unbelievably good for that low price point. This is a fruit bomb. If you're not big into fruits and sweetness, this is not for you. This is a hidden gem in my eyes in terms of how nice it is and how people are going to think you smell like you're wearing a more expensive fragrance for the low price point. At $9.99, you can spray this all day long, and there's really no point to go easy on it or anything of that nature. Use it as often as you'd like and refresh it if it needs it. Performance and sillage are good, not fantastic. But this one is actually pretty versatile. Even though it's so fruity and even though it's pretty sweet, it can be worn in cooler weather and warm weather pretty easily. It leans towards cool weather. But for $9.99, Jean-Marc Paris Tattoo is a great pickup. Jean-Marc Paris is actually a Canadian house. This is made out of Canada, and there are lots of flankers that are also made by Jean-Marc Paris. Tattoo is the only one I've had an extended period of time with. But I'm going to be wearing this a lot, and I think cheapies are fantastic, even though I own fragrances that are a little bit more on the pricier side. I see no problem in a $9.99 fragrance that absolutely kicks butt, smells fantastic, and is going to get you good compliments. So check this out at your local discount department stores, whether it be Ross's, TJ Maxx. I've seen this at several different ones. I finally decided to pull the trigger, and for $9.99, this is a winner, guys. For the number 4 spot, guys, I had to do it. This is going to come as no surprise to anybody. It is a cheapie list, guys. We have got Mont Blanc Individual. You're going to smell like that sweet raspberry dryer sheet, fresh, clean, masculine. This has been talked to death. This appears in almost every single cheapie list, gosh, that I've almost ever watched. And it is not safe from my cheapie list because it is just that. It is safe, it is good, it is clean, it is masculine, it is cheap. This guy comes in right about $24 for most discounters. This is a 2.5 ounce bottle. It actually looks bigger than it is. I would easily think this is a 100 milliliter bottle. This is a 2.5 ounce. Mont Blanc Individual. It's got that raspberry tartness at the top, which I think gives it a bit of a uniqueness. It does really well as a clean fragrance. If you want to smell fresh and clean, this is almost always where I start. People have called this a dryer sheet fragrance. It almost smells like you grab the dryer sheet and rub this all over your body. And for me, that's not a bad thing. It's safe, it's fresh, it is cheap, and it works. Performance is good on this too. I can usually get 5 to 6 hours out of this, which is good for a freshie. When I say freshie, guys, it is clean. There's very little sweetness apart from the raspberry. And the raspberry, to me, comes across a little bit more tart and sharp, which kind of rounds out how clean and almost boring the cleanliness and the freshness is. It gives it that tart, sharp note that really kind of hits your nose. Mont Blanc Individual. We're not going to spend too much time on this, guys. It is an unbelievably common freshie, and it's one that you're going to see on lots of lists. It's an unbelievably common cheapie, and it's one that you should own. Number 5 on our list is a personal favorite of mine. This guy here is Halloween Man. This is Halloween Man Shot. This is not the original X Tattoo, any of those flankers. Halloween Man Shot. I also own Halloween Man. If you've watched previous videos of mine, it makes quite a few appearances on great date night, winter, cheapie, beginner fragrances. It fits a lot of different bills. I prefer this one in a sense of it gives you a little more than the original does. The original is a compliment monster, which is a great thing for those who are looking for cheap fragrances. If you can spend very little money and still get nice compliments and people appreciate the way you smell, that's always going to be a win. But Halloween Man Shot, to me, has that little bit more of an interesting vibe. This does more for me than the original Halloween Man. I'm also a huge fan of La Nuit de l'Homme, Yves Saint Laurent, and this gets compared to that pretty often. This has that vanilla, sweet, warm cardamom kind of smell. So for the price point and how similar it smells to La Nuit and how it performs well like La Nuit does, in terms of getting compliments, the performance of La Nuit and this can certainly be discussed, and there's a little subjective. For the $25 price tag that this fetches, it's a 4.2 ounce bottle, 125 milliliters, it's a no-brainer. This is Halloween Man Shot. Check out all of the flankers. It's well worth owning all of the Halloween Man guys. It's a no-brainer. They're unbelievably cheap. They perform well. They get lots of compliments. They smell great. Halloween Man Shot makes this list at the $25 price point, and it is a cheapie that I find myself wearing all the time. Halloween Man Shot. Wrapping up the list, guys, we are at the number 6 spot. This one here specifically is the bottle that I own, and it's the first one that I saw on my shelf. So this one here is Choo Man Ice. Although I do own other Choo Man line, this almost speaks for the whole line. This is my personal favorite of the line because I am a citrus, lemonade, iced, fruity, sweet drink freak, and this fits that bill really well. So it's a personal bias and favorite of mine from the Choo Man line, but it does well almost no matter what you choose. Choo Man Blue, Choo Man Intense. Some of them will get called a little boring. They are safe, they're clean, they're very mass appealing. If you want to smell the greatest to the greatest amount of people, the Choo Man line being very inexpensive, great way to do so. Although you're not going to stand out, you're not going to smell particularly interesting, they're very safe. I think this is the most interesting of the line because this is so citrus forward, and it's not very much bergamot citrus forward. Bergamot is one of the most commonly used fragrance notes. This is much more lemon. This is much more iced, sweet lemonade, tall glass of lemonade in the summertime, guys. That's what this is, and that gives a little more uniqueness than that boring freshness of Choo Man Intense, Choo Blue. Those can come across as a little bit boring. This is the 3.3 ounce bottle. For Choo Man, this guy runs at $32. This is under the $35 price point, of course, although the 1.7 ounce is even a little bit more budget friendly at around $26. This one, I pick up the big bottle simply because I use it a lot and it is a favorite of mine. Choo Man Ice is my personal pick, but this could almost be substituted for anything from the Choo Man line. They are cheap and they're gonna work, guys. Don't believe the hype of hating on these because they're boring. Believe it in the sense that it has some merit. They are a little bit boring and safe, but that doesn't mean that they're not good, and it doesn't mean that they're not cheap and good. So check out the Choo Man line. Don't buy these from Macy's. Macy's, Nordstrom's, these guys are going to run you $80, $90, upwards of $100. Go on your local discounters, Fragrance X, Fragrance Net, whatever your choice is, and pick this guy up for around 30 bucks. All right, guys, so we are at our number 7 spot. This is the last one on the list, and it's the one I'm kind of the most excited to talk about. This is English Laundry, and this one in particular is London. Why is this one so exciting to talk about? Because this is a wonderful, cheap Aventus clone. Creed Aventus. What can we say about Creed Aventus? Creed Aventus is blackcurrant, pineapple, apple, sweet with that musk, with that masculinity. What I like most about Creed Aventus, and when I look for Creed Aventus batches, I'm looking for the very pineapple forward. I'm a pineapple citrus fan, and that's just what I enjoy. It's what my fiance enjoys on me when she smells Aventus in different batches. She always leans towards the more fresh pineapple, sweet, fruity ones. And the reason I like this one so much is this is a clone to me of the more pineapple-y versions of Creed Aventus. This has your blackcurrant, this has your pepper, your masculinity, your musk. It's all there. This is very similar to Aventus. But if you enjoy the more smoky versions of Aventus, this is not for you, or at least don't expect it to match up to Aventus the way you like it. If you enjoy that pineapple burst of Parfums Vintage, of Creed Aventus, then this fits that bill nicely. This falls into the $15 price range. The easiest way to get it for $15 is to check out, again, your local discounter, your local department store discounters, rather. So your TJ Maxx, your Ross's, your Marshalls. These are commonly sold in a gift set of the 3.3 ounce 100 ml bottle, a very small travel size, and then a body wash or a deodorant stick. You can also fairly commonly find just the bottle without the gift set for about $14.99. So between $14.99 and $20, depending on if you want just the bottle or the gift set. This also does well like the Choo Man does in terms of the whole English Laundry line. They're fantastic. They do a really great job for such a low price. This one is my favorite. This is the one I find myself wearing all the time. And when I want to smell like Aventus for $15, I kind of feel like I'm winning. I kind of feel like I'm stealing a fantastic smelling fragrance for such a cheap price. Performance and longevity is not good, guys. I will be straight up with you. This is going to need to be reapplied, at least on me, about every 2 hours if you would like to keep smelling it. It's very easy to go nose blind too as well. Within the first 30 to 45 minutes, the scent is gone, at least under my nose. My fiance tells me that she can still smell me up till a couple of hours. For the price point, this is no problem to reapply. It's just easy to do. It's easy to take with you, especially if you purchase those gift sets and get that small bottle to take with you and reapply later in the day. For $15, it's hard to complain about longevity because, guys, it's $15. $20 gets you a smaller bottle to take with you. So throw this in your glove compartment, throw this in your gym bag, wear this lounging around the house where it's just an arm's reach away to grab and reapply, and you're gonna love it. Aventus Clone English Laundry. This is English Laundry London, and it takes our number 8 spot. Guys, that wraps up my favorite cheapies. I hope you guys enjoyed this list. These are just some that I find that I really enjoy wearing, even though they cost so little. It's easy to get wrapped up in the hype of some of your niche and designer fragrances costing multiple hundreds of dollars. But at the end of the day, even those who can afford those hundreds of dollars fragrances, and everybody should enjoy a good value. I hope that these find their way into your collection, and it's something that you can appreciate how little you spent to get such a great fragrance. If you guys liked what you saw today, make sure you drop a like on the video, drop a comment and let me know how I'm doing. Let me know what you think of my list, and let me know of any cheapies that you enjoy that didn't make this list that maybe I should consider for a future one. If you guys want to follow along with Scents by Sean and be a part of the family, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you can be notified whenever I post. We've got a lot of content coming up over the coming months. I'm super excited to be pumping out these videos for you guys. Hit that subscribe again if that's something that you enjoy.